What made you take the decision of joining Lakhotia College?
To start off, I think in college they'll learn multiple skills actually.
That India is doing pretty well when it comes to teaching, because India has a lot of art forms, so many cultures,
Right.
so much to be inspired from,
Yes.
so much of historical places.
आजकल के लोगों के पास टाइम नहीं है.
Is it easy to make them understand designs, or is it easy for them to convince about the designs and making sure that in their budget?
उस बजट में क्या मटेरियल्स आ सकते हैं which can give them that feeling,
Hmm.
but not compromising their feeling, but at the same time telling them कि ये हो सकता है, ये नहीं हो सकता है.
मेरा बेटा बड़ा होके कुछ ना कुछ करेगा,
Right.
बड़ा आदमी बनेगा, will live up to me or will do much more greater than me.
And then I have to have a degree, and then probably I'll do Nokri, which is in a city. Then this thing. Before then, generation there was always about कितना land है.
Being in the field of architecture, you must be observing a lot of changes.
फटाफट everything, because world has moved forward there.
Keeping the ego aside, and you
Definitely.
should be welcome to the suggestions of experience.
Yes, it's about
vendors.
learning. It's about every day is a learning. Not close your doors by ego. Like, I have a degree, man. What are you talking? You should be open enough. Okay, what are you trying to say? You tell me
Respecting
first.
their experience.
Yes. मैंने ये बिल्डिंग डिजाइन किया. Coming in newspaper, telling me that would be the greatest joy.
Hello people, very good afternoon, good evening. We are here today on the other side, and we have a very passionate architect with us, Mr. Murari Kumar. Hello Mr. Murari, thank you for being here with us on our podcast today. First of all, it's wonderful to have you on board with us at Lakhotia College as a professor here. I would like to ask you a few questions, not taking much of your time. Now that you are on our teaching panel, now that you are on our teaching board into our chosen pedagogy, I wanted to understand firstly what made you take the decision of joining Lakhotia College.
Firstly, welcome all. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, I have been looking forward to teach in different fields which can encourage me associated with students, and how you can passionately teach the design, because designs is something which cannot be taught by reading some books or this thing. So while I was exploring this option, Lakhotia is one of those colleges that I personally knew. So I thought, why not have a word? And that word turned into a very good conversation, which is what encouraged me. Because I think, like I said, teaching is a passion for me. So I cannot kind of compromise on the quality that kind of has to bring to the table when you're teaching. I actually saw that vision while we had a conversation, which is why actually motivated me to take up this job. Yeah.
So you just told that teaching for you is a passion.
Yes.
So I wanted to understand. I mean, if we go back in time, your days in architecture, have you ever thought that one day you would be a professor in a college, imparting knowledge to the future of architecture?
To answer this, I have to tell you a bit of a small story. I mean, design actually happened to me accidentally. Why I say that is, there are three main reasons that I was actually where I am today. One is my father. Two is my love for the Delhi. Three is one of the most loved game in this country, cricket. When I grown up in Delhi, 8th, 9th, 10th and things like that. So I always wanted to go back to Delhi. I mean, it's very uncommon to hear good things about Delhi, but back then Delhi was great. Winter used to feel like winter. Secondly, my father was a civil engineer. So we went all around the country all the time. We were on the wheel always. But whenever we used to go to site along with him, there was this immense respect that he used to get from everybody. Like, they used to call Kondu Sapka Bacha, and that was like a delight. I mean, we had great fun looking at that. Third, like I said, cricket. If anybody asks me what you want to do, probably one thing other than architecture would be cricket. So I had my share, I mean, kind of thought I'll go back to Delhi and then play cricket and then represent India. That was the goal. uh, in this journey, I think then this college of where I studied happened, which is why I call it as accident, but it was a great accident. Because there are people, I mean, that is also one of the reason actually why I got into teaching, because I had great mentors.
Okay.
I had fabulous mentors. I mean, you cannot actually put down what kind of a impact a great mentors have. My college is full of them actually. So there were a lot of people who used to teach us uh, a lot of things. I mean, especially like I said, design field is a lot to do with intangible things, not just technical things, but intangible things. So how you talk, how you have a conversation, how you bring up all the things in multiple these things. That was a joy. I mean, every time we had a conversation with any of my faculty, that used to be a great eye opener. Probably we were always in a wow, that this thing. So uh, that again translated into kind of I wouldn't say, to answer your question, I wouldn't say that I never thought of teaching. I always was interested in teaching. The reason being, again, 3 years down the line in my education, I was again got an opportunity to world's largest student body. It actually has active members of 32,000 around. I think
32,000 students
yes, yes.
in,
Even
in
right now,
architecture.
yes, yes. Right now, I think it is grown to 60, if I'm not wrong. Back then, it is 32. I was the
So
national.
we are talking about what years now?
So this is around 2012, 13, 14,
Okay.
15. The 4 years I was active
Almost
as
a
a,
decade back here.
yes, always a decade back. Yes,
Yeah.
feels long back. Yeah. So that there I was the national secretary. So I used to head a lot of things, and then I had an opportunity to go around different colleges as a council member. Then I realized, no boss, everywhere design is not thought in the way it is supposed to be thought. There's a wide range of, you know, because like I said, it is about who's teaching you. It is about what persona that person carries. Uh, so I saw there's a very drastic difference between what happens in my college to a lot of other colleges and things like that. So I was always wanted to go back and give back to the fraternity that I have been part of.
This understanding has to be built in the students right from their very first year of
Yes.
joining the course, or you feel that they have to, we have to bring this to them once they are near to the end of the course. I mean, should we nurture them from the beginning only, making them understand that this is what they're going to, this is how it is going to be served to them and after 3 years, this is going to be their 5 year plan,
Right, right,
right? Is that
right.
how you feel has to be put on to them, or how?
With two examples actually. One, I mean, probably will resonate with because I have a lot of friends, engineering friends. Uh, वो लोग अगर 6 semesters है, 4 semester if they're not doing, they have exam, they have the question paper of last year, they whatever they have to do it and then done. That can work because again that can work to an extent. I'm not saying that is ideal. I wouldn't be promoting that kind of this thing, but that can work for them. Whereas in a design, it is not that case. Design, if you look at the curriculum that has been designed very consciously, very meticulously, like every small thing is a stepping stone for bigger thing which is going to happen. So they are first year they have been actually directed for them to understand basics, which is about design principles, understanding scale, proportion kya hai, golden ratio kya hai, all those things which are there in nature, which are promoting them to encourage to appreciate what is there in around them, and then also putting them into the exercise of don't see anything, no more seeing. It is all about observing.
Hmm.
There's a small difference between that seeing
Yeah,
and
there's a thin
observing.
line.
It's a practice of over and over and over and over, like you are looking at a layer, but you should be able to imagine that layer into four different layers, which is has to happen,
Correct.
you know. So that cannot be dealt with a like exam aaya to main padunga, which might actually happen in a technical this things, but not in a design this thing, which is why I
Right.
say first year jitna important hai, finally your thesis is also as much as important in a design field. There is no double doubting in it.
Now, one again quick question. Being in the field of architecture, you must be observing a lot of changes when it comes to the Indian style of teaching interior designing or architecture, and the international way of teaching interior design and architecture. But we hear a lot that India is doing pretty well when it comes to teaching, because India has a lot of art forms, so many cultures,
Right.
so much to be inspired from,
Yes.
and so much of historical places where Indian art has been used, right? So I wanted to understand how Indian students are, and from your perspective,
Yeah.
how Indian students can take advantage of this thing.
Hmm. Um, they're already in advantage, actually. Let me put it that way. They have been lucky to be fortunate to be born in or being associated with this country. Like you rightly mentioned, everything happens and you leave this place,
Yeah,
but you will always be remembered in stories.
right.
Story is the thing that actually keeps life's cycle moving, like one after the other. So when you meant India is rich of stories.
Mhm.
The buildings that are there are telling stories. They're telling the life. They're telling the uh, it starting from battles to romance, everything in between. Those buildings and the space are talking about them. Probably 200 years before, the intellectuality level of people is much higher than in the present day. This thing,
Although, I mean, after the use of technology
even
and
then,
AI
I mean,
coming into the picture,
see, that's what I say. Like a great poetry means he has a great understanding of a lot of things. Like a Chand Sa Roshan Chehra. For that, he or whoever is composed has first idealized the Chand,
right?
then Chehra, then he's trying to compare a particular scene of that this thing which is so beautiful, which is universally accepted that this is so beautiful,
Mhm.
then associating with that metaphorically
Mhm.
by not telling very uh, directly, like अभी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है तो बोलेंगे you're looking beautiful
Mhm.
or your nose ring is this, like it is very literal nowadays,
Right.
or it is very tangible, let it put that way.
Mhm.
Whereas back then they had a great idea of this thing, I mean the storytelling or this all these imaginations, let's put
So
it
I
that way.
think this takes us back to your first step, which you told that observation is important.
Yes, exactly. So they had time for to observe and appreciate,
Yeah.
you know. uh, Now when you have, I mean, all this technology available, all these things available, uh, it makes a really important role for any mentor or anybody for in general, or even you're designing for yourself. Data is available always. I mean, कौन क्या किया, that data is always available. Collection of data is called research, but analyzing them is something that is missing in nowadays. So, which is why people often say nowadays everything is in chat GP, whatever you type, you will come. That is not a problem. I mean, that has always been a medium. If not chat GPT, before that there was a Google, before that there will be newspaper, before that there will be some library, before that
Something
some
to be take idea or inspiration from.
रहेगा. But after that, what you doing?
Right.
You studied something, but what is your interpretation of that?
I mean, like it's like leveraging artificial intelligence,
Yes.
but what are you doing with your original intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is something that I think which makes me feel that आजकल के लोगों के पास time नहीं है.
When speaking of आजकल के लोग, you've been training students from so many years. Uh, what key difference do you find in the Gen Z students?
I actually don't see it that way.
No, I mean we all are seen. I mean we are significantly being divided by calling.
Yes.
We are labeled as boomers, millennials, Gen Zs,
Yeah. So
Gen Alpha. So many generations have been. We've all divided into various categories.
yes.
So I to my viewers may be who may label themselves into that category,
Yeah. Yeah.
or may think that okay, we are very proud of being into that category. So I want
Right.
to ask, if they are seeing this, I want you to address them and tell them how professor needs to carry uh, to ensure that they've been fully being prepared for the design career?
I think irrespective of the generation, मतलब generation छोड़ो, I mean the evolution itself has one golden principle, which is basically survival of the fittest, which brings me to the point of adaptability.
Okay.
Adaptability is something which ideally in the real field there are multiple opportunities. Each opportunity has some good, bad, which comes with both the these things, right? So ideally, college or a professor who is there should be able to maybe prepare them for all the types of these things for them to be adaptable for any of these things. Like,
Hmm.
say, to give an example, like many of the interior designer studios might today would expect somebody who can come and do their working drawings. Some of them would need, along with working drawings, somebody who can design also. Then some other few people would require people who can do working drawings, design, but also have an interaction with uh, client, and understand
Relationship
relations
management.
and all. Then probably even contractors. There are a lot of variation this thing, right? So ideally, when I am teaching, especially, I kind of create scenarios. I mean, create scenarios by make sure at a point that okay, don't look at this project as a curriculum that you have to just get done. Look
Hmm.
at here, you have to understand who is the client here, who is the user here, उस यूजर का करिकुलम क्या है, मतलब एक्टिविटीज क्या कर रहा है, what could be the different things that he or she might be doing in the space. uh, so all these things are realistic actually, and then trying to tap them about okay, uh, if you're saying cafe, what kind of cafe में कौन different types of log will come, then you'll have a lot of these things, then you have to know how to categorize them, then address each one of them, then probably eliminate couple of them, have some of them. So this is all a process which is realistically, agar if you are taking a live project, these are all the things that you will be actually doing.
Correct.
So I feel that is something that
Has to be nurtured in them.
nurtured, which can make them adaptive for all the various things. Like agar मैंने, if I'm able to teach them or guide them to how to ask a right question through a questionnaire, they know that when they have an opportunity by in the firm that they're working or they themselves have set up, they know how to address a client, what are the things that I should ask, or how do I start a conversation.
Hmm.
वहां से लेके after, once you have the final design, you do a working drawing, make everybody understand what you're trying to visualize, which is through working drawings, right? So अगर वहां तक किया, in between whatever happens, wherever he or she is going, they should be able to adapt.
Right.
So I think that is the
So
key.
irrespective of whatever generation they belong, they have to
Yes,
have the ability to adapt.
yes. That's what I mean. Everybody's problems are different, but the solution is the same, which is adapting to the problems
Right.
of that particular timeline,
Correct.
right? Probably,
That's the primary challenge.
yeah. I mean, back in 90s, when the industrialization started coming, there's a transformation from agriculture to industrialization. So probably my fathers were the ones who started like कि college जाना है, and then I have to have a degree, and then probably I'll do nokri, which is in a city. Then this thing. Before then, the generation there was always about कितना land है,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So things like that. So probably they had different challenges.
Now, in my opinion, what
Yeah.
I feel is being fit intellectually comes with learning a proper skill.
Right.
Yeah, in my opinion, again, I may differ. My opinion may differ.
Right.
Uh, uh, but I feel the biggest weapon a person can have in order to adapt or in order to be the fittest when it comes to the career can be after learning a skill, right?
Absolutely.
So, what do you feel when a student or when an individual learns a skill? How do you feel will help him or her out uh, during their entire course of life once they move out of the college gates?
To start off, I think in college they'll learn multiple skills actually. I mean, uh, be it how do you deal with
No,
people
I mean
to
to say, I mean, what the skill what they learn,
right.
right, in their course of life, how do
uh,
you feel will be helpful to them, and at what stage of life that the skill can be helpful, or in at what duration, or how can that be a source of bread and butter to them?
okay, that way I think all the things that they're learning immediately after the college, being it if you want to join somewhere as an office, if you want to do
Intern.
your do your own thing, both ways you need to have skill for sure. In today's market, uh, there are, that is one more change in the market. Back in the day, there is one set of skills which is about thought process or ideas and all those things, and they had enough time, for a lack of word, let's call it like enough time for them to convert that into a possible solution using other set of skills, maybe drafting or software skills or probably all those technical skills, right? In today's world, that is not the case. You cannot be just a specialist in only design.
Hmm.
You have to know a couple of softwares. You should be able to do it on your own, fatafat everything, because world has moved forward. There are a lot of software which has come in last, from my days from college to now, I can see there are like four major, uh, like very major softwares which have done enormously different to the fraternity
So, do
itself,
you think an interior design graduate
right?
should worry about upscaling himself every now and then? I mean, that
Yes,
should be his priority.
it should not be a worry at all. You are doing course, you are paid money, and then now you are have a title, right? Ideally, like when you go to site, 10 लोग उठ के नमस्ते करना चाहिए, be it carpenter or these things. The carpenter who is working with you probably is 25 years in the field.
Hmm.
आपने कुछ डिजाइन किया, he or she probably also, uh, if they know something better than you, which can happen because you are hardly just graduate now, you have a vision, they are the ones who are executing it.
Correct.
You should be able to not close your doors by you go like, I have a degree, man, what are you talking?
Hmm.
You should be open enough. Okay, what are you trying to say? You tell me
Respecting
first.
their experience.
Yes, understanding, then you take a decision of your own. Like, you want to execute that what he said, no, you don't want to do it, find a way to tell him like, नहीं है, ये वाला करते हैं, ये ज़्यादा
So
better है.
you mean keeping the ego aside, and should
Definitely.
be welcome to the suggestions of experienced
Yes, it's about
vendors.
learning. It's about every day is a learning. Even today, I've just come from a site visit. I look forward for all my site visits because I'm looking for. I literally enjoy that 2 hours of time on the site where I'm trying to discuss this detail, that detail. अच्छा और क्या कर सकते हैं? Even when you know that all the road doors are closed, just ask one last question. और क्या कर सकते हैं?
Hmm.
Just trying to learn and then come out. Sometimes it actually works out. Many times it actually worked out for us. And some whenever those things work out, they actually stand out.
Right.
They don't just
Absolutely. Yes.
actually be a side, they stand out.
Becomes a masterpiece.
Yes. So that is, I think, comes with a simple, humble thought process, which is like, मुझे ज़्यादा पता नहीं है, जितना पता है is fine, but I need to learn on the way, on the
Yeah.
go.
No, because you have a vendor who's also experienced center
Yes.
in his own field.
Not anybody, it could be anybody actually, like sometimes it could be client also,
Mhm.
sometimes it could be your intern as well, somebody who is working with you in your office.
How do you feel? I mean, what's the challenge in today's day and age when it comes to clients? I mean, what do they expect from the designer? I mean, because they're the ones who are entrusting you with their property.
Right,
They're also ready to pay you money.
right.
Is it easy to make them understand designs, or is it easy for them to convince about the designs, and making sure that in their budget
Yes,
their expectations are met, or whether they'll not be met? How do you think client solving is a challenging part in the field of interior design and architecture?
it's always a hit if you know the client, know in the sense not like personally.
Mhm.
If you understand the client, there are some parameters to understand the client as well, like
As in.
I'll basically, like, firstly it goes with a brief matlab what is their site, what are they trying to tell, and what are the things that they're wishing for. uh, Say for example, a client comes and says that I need a 3 bhk in 6000 sft. You immediately in that first comment itself you understand that okay, this is a person who is looking for a spacious place, because 6000 sft is a huge amount
Massive
for a
space,
3
yes.
bhk,
Yeah.
right? This comes with the knowledge with you probably would have learned in your college. Okay, ये 3 bhk मतलब इतना होना चाहिए, 1500 to 1800 होना चाहिए. अगर 6000 गया, which is 3 times this thing, that means it's quite huge.
Yes.
Whereas similarly, if a person comes with a 1200 SFT house and says that I need lavish, crazy दिखना है, मतलब it has to look out of the world, then you know that there is this client who is literally earning his every small bit and trying to put his small house, which he feels that this is world up for him, which is why his feelings are all like कि ये best होना चाहिए. But at the same time you know that uh, in that kind of a budget, what is the kind of budget I'll be probably going for, उस budget में क्या materials आ सकते हैं which can give them that feeling, but not compromising their feeling, but at the same time telling them कि ये हो सकता है, ये नहीं हो सकता है. So this, like I said, like if you know the vibe, if you understand the vibe, which is usually happens with the 2 sittings usually, once you first meet and then secondly once you have a set of questionnaire, like you are, it is often that what you ask makes a difference actually.
Right.
So questionnaire has to be very solid.
Right.
अगर
The questionnaire which you give to your client.
yes,
Yeah.
so वो अगर सही से हो गया, then you roughly understand okay, what is the psychology, what is their financial background, what is their wish list, what is their
Yeah.
a
So
lot of things.
signing a client, I mean, telling them a yes or a no should be an option for an interior designer or an architect, or you should just grab the opportunity.
It is very subjective, I think, because I've gone through both the phases. There was a time when I was young, I mean still young, but the thing is young in the field. So तब कुछ भी आए करेंगे, like we were okay with doing anything and everything. It's just the grace of the god. We happened to land with a very good project of 12,000 SFT fine dine restaurant. पहला project वो कर रहे,
Which was
like,
the fine dine restaurant you designed first?
which is Manchi Buffet. It's a 250 seater. It's South India's largest buffet.
It's in Hyderabad?
It's in Hyderabad, in Kondapur actually.
Okay.
It has a branch in Bangalore as well.
To summarize this whole thing, you mean that in urban cities, or you say metropolitan cities, even architects are making money by doing interior design?
Very much. Yes, I would say. To a large extent, this is yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's what. I mean, in a child of today, a student of today is, having the stigma in his mind, like, how he used to have for engineering. People who are inclined towards design are, rushing in, doing a NATA coaching, giving a NATA examination, scoring well, trying to score well, and trying to get into, getting scholarships, etc., trying to skip the donation part and everything. And ultimately, after doing a 5 years course and again doing a specialization in M architecture, is ultimately doing an interior designing project. Do you feel that this is actually being justified for an architect?
Yes, you might actually do the job by learning interior design and everything. In architecture itself, okay, let me just throw another example if I can simplify it. What architecture does is, if you are a Amitabh Bachchan character that he played in Kalki to a probably in something that he has played in Gabbar Singh, whatever that Sholay, right? Sorry. So there are a drastic difference between both of them, or be it Pink movie. Three different movies which are 3 different roles of Amitabh Bachchan, right? A person to do that much of a variety of versatility comes with a lot of understanding between a lot of things, like the moment you are saying that you are learning, which is interior design, is inside the box you are designing, but there are factors which are always there outside the box as well, right? So architecture actually teaches both inside and outside. So that makes you versatile to make you play a role of a beggar to a villain to a hero or a woman itself. Being a male, you can also play a woman also. So that brings that versatility, like that brings you that taps you a lot of other these things.
It makes you versatile in design as well.
Yes, in design. And parameters are addressing design, like जैसे कि climatology is something that is there. You have to just able to use it. Just because if you don't like sun, tomorrow sun will not come. That's not going to happen. That is going to come. So where in architecture you learn about climatology, you learn about structures, you learn about a lot of other parameters, right? Interiors, in my view, is a specialization actually. ये पूरा you've studied in that. This is a particular thing that you are looking at, so you are doing it. Why I said interiors now has lot of opportunity, and there's also always better to do this thing is, like you rightly mentioned, ये सब करने के बाद भी you are looking for some specialization, right? MR में whatever the things are. Then why not do the specialization in the start, which is correct. Direct interior design, if you are very clear about it.
I mean, most of the students have an ambition of starting their own or making themselves a brand.
Right.
Where people like to be a brand themselves. For example, you are Murari. People
right.
would you may have a career where people know you as Murari.
Right.
Or people may know you for your work, or people may know you for the company you work or the
yes.
company you own. Right. So if they're looking for placement, for instance, what do you think is the highest place where they can reach, and what is the highest package which the market is paying right now as per the capacity?
Right.
Or if they're wanting to freelance, if they want to start up as their own, start on their own, but they don't have enough resources or don't have enough capital to do that, and they're doing it, they're struggling to do it.
Right.
Or maybe a student is fortunate enough and comes from a blessed family and has a good financial aid,
right.
where he can start his own design firm, recruit employees, pay employees,
yes.
Take up projects. Where do you think how much time does it take for a student, and how much areas the student has to cover to reach to that level?
I feel in the design field, you have money, you don't have money, you can start.
Okay, and how's that?
The reason being, there's something called here. You are selling this actually. Your intellectual property is what you're trying to sell.
Absolutely.
So you are
skill
trying
something.
Yes. So I can sit under a tree and think of a design and then do it in laptop. Same thing, I can sit in a vast big office, taken some 1 lakh per month I'm paying, and sitting there also I'm doing. I can do there also. So the primary factor of you starting, if you want to start, you should be confident about this, what you have here. For that, you don't need money. If you have money, you don't have money, it is not much of a difference.
Right.
To expand, to make it viable, you need discipline. Discipline in terms of everybody has their own process of reaching design, right? Once you understand your own process of design, now you are trying to scale that up in a way that ये मेरा office है, जो मैं whatever I am trying to have my as a principles, I'll follow that same for the rest of this thing. For that, you should be knowing what you are trying to do, and then you are practicing day in day out as a disciplined thing, as a routine that you are trying to do, right? So that is where your scalability increases. Most of your references come from projects that come for you is through references. If your work is good, somebody else will refer you for the same work, so that trust and that thing that these guys can deliver is what you need.
Belief is required.
Yes, is what you need to successfully reach to a state where ideally I feel in interior design, this thing, if you're starting with an employee,
I think ideally that is one of the best ways to start. The reason being, again, it's, I won't say, one more step ahead of college, where you're still, if something goes bad, there are seniors of your, their principal architect or someone else who are rectifying it, so you don't take everything as a fall. While through that you'll understand the process of how do you set up an office, how do you run an office, how do you take clients, what do you speak to them, how do you address the design and all those things. Once you are confident about that, and here, that is like, that is nobody's property, actually, that is your own property. That is always like, it is like pencil that you keep sharpening. You, that is a continuous process. Once you have these both, you can always start. Once you start, like I said, continuity, then trust. If this cycle is set, then whatever you are trying to dream and achieve, be it like, I want to have 10 projects by numbers, you can have, yeah, I want to earn this much, you can earn. All those things can happen, actually. Whatever that you desire, you can happen. But these are the principles that you need to have, like, to achieve there.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, except for being a 10th pass or a 12th pass, what else do you feel a design aspirant should have in them?
If they don't have, it is your right. I mean, it is your responsibility to put it that. So that thing that I want to, or anybody should plant, is about creativity. Creativity is a process. Creativity is sometimes very much misinterpreted, like in a lot of movies and everything, like कि अभी कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा, or something that they are stuck, and then suddenly something happens and then they create. Like, it doesn't I mean, it happens that way, but it is not, probably that particular frame is trying to tell the vibe of the whole thing, but the bigger picture is, it's a process. It's a, creativity is a process. Creativity is about appreciating, accepting, then providing, वो चीज, that is something that I would make them consciously have that as a habit, because at the end of the day, whoever is coming, be it 10th, 12th, or has done some other degree and then now looking forward for interiorism, which is also a case. Many people
They switch careers.
Yes, switch careers. Like, people in IT now, they felt that, like, they feel good about designing their, decorating their house. They feel good about shopping for their house. So then they realize, okay, this is my passion. Probably I'm more interested in interiors. So even for them also, I think that is the key. Like, the creativity is a process, and that process is something that you should be doing. That is where, because often there's a misinterpretation of inspiration and copying. अगर creativity सही जगह पे है, like, if your thought process is, creative is nothing but the thought process of how you are trying to come up with a solution to the problem that you are addressed with, right? So if that particular process, in that particular process, if you understand the difference between copying and inspiration, you've done your job. So most of the people in the present day, they do copy. Like, वो copy बहुत जल्दी fail हो जाता है, because it's very similar to shopping. Like, I like this thing, I like the color, I like this thing. Probably tomorrow some other set of pair of shoes will come. Then I'll start liking that. Then I'll start liking something else, right? But if you understand the core meaning of what is the process of them liking, okay, ये मुझे, ये 4 parameters है, इस 4 parameters की वजह से मुझे ये अच्छा लगा. It could be like comfort of the
Fit, comfort, or
yes,
style, or something.
color, style, or somebody that you are inspired. Jordan is my favorite. Oh, that, okay. So there are some parameters which are there, right?
Speaking of that, do you feel it has become every architect's or designer's job in Hyderabad city, or you have creativity in Hyderabad, is what you say?
I mean, I'm very fortunate with the people that I go around with. There's some very good designers, actually, but there are a lot and lots. I mean, it's it's like same like any other field. The cream is lesser, a little more finer version will be more, and then scrap will be more, right? So that is the case. But one different thing, okay, there are 9 cities like Hyderabad, which is like 9 tier 1 cities or the metropolitan cities, right? Out of which uh, the way Hyderabad is shaping up is very different to many of them. The reason being, I've grown up in Bangalore as well. This is like 2003, 2, 3, that time. I would.
Bangalore happened to be the most planned city. I mean, it's called to be the most planned city.
It is one of the nicest cities, I can say that. So there was time when I'm talking about Bangalore is nowhere close to what Bangalore looks like now. 2003 is almost 22 years back, so it would obviously change. But there were a lot of Kannadigas who are native from there. This thing, there is this sense of there are a lot of things which are intangible things which are there in the community. Now, if you go back to Bangalore, it feels like any other city because you hardly see any locals there. You see a lot of different people from different things migrated. Usually, with a city which has a rich history, even when this migration happens, when there are people who are coming, it becomes a beautiful journey of welcoming them and accommodating them, which happens in Hyderabad.
Absolutely.
The reason
I
being,
don't agree more on that. Yeah.
हैदराबाद का बिरयानी चाहे कितने भी बिरयानी आ जाए वो फेमस है. चार मीनार फेमस है. लैंग्वेज ऑफ हैदराबाद इज फेमस. इट कैन नॉट बी डिसॉल्व्ड. बैंगन का बातों नक्को करो इज अ थिंग which you cannot dissolve. Probably people who are coming here, who are migrants, are looking forward to appreciate those kind of things. Whereas you go back to Bangalore as an example, what are the things that they're looking forward to?
Weather. that's the only thing
even
which I
that
find.
is Delhi, same scenario. Delhi में कौन रहता है कौन नहीं रहता, nobody knows. It's everybody's and it's nobody's.
Yeah.
Whereas here in Hyderabad, that context, that sense of togetherness is there, along with welcoming other people.
Right.
Secularism is also there, which is why I think Hyderabad is in its own way, it is very unique. That creates a lot of opportunities in a way that you can tap different things. Whereas Bangalore में monotonous हो गया. I don't know if you know this fact. There are, I think, in Bangalore 8 flats for one buyer. That is the number that has gone up. So they've started building. They have gone past what is required.
Okay.
So now there are 8 flats for single buyers, and there's nobody to buy. There are a lot of flats which are empty. There are a lot of things which are taken as an investment, but there is no more investment because there is nobody occupying it. So that is the case. But I feel Hyderabad in that way is a lot better.
Thank you for coming.
Sure.
And we're really happy because we as college management will always welcome people who like to impart knowledge, who feel that okay, a child's career is important because parents put in a lot of trust.
Right.
Parents put in a lot of trust. I mean, parents are sitting are sleeping unbothered in a sound sleep, thinking and believing in us that their child's career is in safe hands.
Right.
And to live up to that is a very big responsibility. I won't just call it responsibility, I'll call it my own religion.
Exactly.
Because I need to be very particular about living up to the parents' expectations because parents, I mean, ever since the child is born, I mean, they'll always have this thing that मेरा बेटा बड़ा होके कुछ ना कुछ करेगा,
Right.
बड़ा आदमी बनेगा, will live up to me or will do much more greater than me. Every father has that.
Right.
They will want their sons or their daughters to.
I always look forward to meet students actually. I mean, I feel there is no better holistic job than teaching knowledge at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Knowledge is something that you can pass on. You should keep passing on. I think, yeah, I'm very privileged to have this opportunity at Lakhotia because, like I said at the starting of this thing, with the first conversation that I had, I could actually feel that vibe. Okay, there is a vision, probably, which can bring us together and then do something really good for the community. Because today's children are the tomorrow's community. With every opportunity that I get teaching, because that will impact my profession outside. If I nurture good students now, they are the ones who are going to be hand in hand to me in the profession tomorrow. I would love to see my students doing much better than मैंने ये building design किया, coming in newspaper telling me that would be the greatest joy. Mother, father, and guru. These are three important people that you associate with in your life. And if I'm playing a part of guru in their whole many gurus, each guru has their own role to play.
Right.
So you can't take it for granted.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
it was
Mr.
great.
Murari. It was a pleasure having a conversation with you. Very
Same
excited
here.
to have you on board with us, and I'm looking forward for a very long collaboration with you.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Are you done?